Hello everyone, welcome back to Business Central Musings. I want to talk today about two concepts closely related from AL development. One is called Snapshot Debugging and the other one is called AL Profiling. And when should we use each one? With Snapshot Debugging, Snapshot debugging is based on snapshots, and to generate a snapshot, you need a configuration file in launch.json. You need or a configuration entry in launch.json. You need to start a snapshot. You need to run your process in the client. You need to stop the snapshot. And then you set up snap points, and you can navigate when you play the snapshot. You can navigate through the snap points and analyze the code and figure it out in the end why you've got a certain error, for example. So that's a snapshot debugging, and the process is simple. You initialize a snapshot debugging with the key F7. Then if you don't have a session ID or a user ID in your configuration, what you can do, and the snapshot is going to be based on the first session that connects to the client, web client, and then you execute the code that you want to debug. And after you execute the code, you close the snapshot or finish the snapshot with Alt F7. Then you can play the snapshot, and from there on, it's very close to how the debugging works. So that's snapshot debugging. What about AL profiling? AL profiling is mostly used if you have portions of the code that are running slower, or you have bottlenecks in the code. So what you do in this case, you start a snapshot, you play your process that includes the bottlenecks, then you finish the snapshot, and you generate. This is the last portion here, and it's quite new compared to the previous snapshot debugging method. You generate the profile file. The profile file is a file that has the extension AL CPU profile, and when you download that file using the snapshot you generated, it will be a succession of function calls, and you could see on the left hand side of this file, you could see which function call took longer. And not only that, you can click on the right hand side on the link here, and it will take you to the code. Let's see, to the responsible code. Let's see if we look at this AL CPU profile. If I look at let's say this one, an open page. So what I have in this project, I have a page extension. I'm extending customer list, and I have a confirm message and a message. And so obviously we're going to look for one open page, which is this one. And if I click on open page called in the page extension, it takes me to the code. So that's very useful. We can see the code responsible for this time 507, and yeah, it's a methodology that uses snapshots, and it's very useful, especially when you want to resolve bottlenecks in the system. So another way of getting an AL CPU profile file is to go here to analyze performance. You start your performance profiler, then minimize the window. This is gonna allow you to start the performance profiler. Minimize the window, then you go to run your process with bottlenecks. You run it here, and then you come back in your performance profiler window and you stop it. An AL CPU profile file which you can import in VS Code and you can analyze it. This is for when I am logged in and I want to run the performance profiler. If you want to capture another user session, you go to somewhere very close to where we've been. You go to Analyze Performance with Scheduled Profiler, and you're generating a profile here like I have for the admin username. And you establish when you want to monitor this user, and the start time and the end time, and the system will generate a performance profiler which you can download and analyze in Visual Studio Code. So, snapshot debugging, very useful for production environments. Start a snapshot, you run your process, and then you download the snapshot. No, you stop the snapshot and play the snapshot to see what is the cause, and analyze the variables and everything to figure it out why you've got that error. With AL profiler, very useful, not necessarily for errors, but it's useful when you have bottlenecks in the system and if you want to analyze the function calls around the error, around the slowness in the system, then it's the AL profiler is a very good way to determine the causes of the slowness. And it's also going to take you, there is a link for each function call to take you to the code responsible. So very useful. Two very useful methods to determine the causes for errors and to improve the performance of function calls. I hope it helps, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.